Pleasure is all mine. I am so happy that I got to see you today.
Likewise, finally we're having a sit-down interview.
Finally.
Yeah.
So last time, obviously, you were super busy on the stage emceeing.
I was.
I couldn't have asked you to give me a few minutes of your time to do a little podcast.
Yeah, and it was the Women in Aviation General Assembly. We had it here, literally in the same city of Riyadh.
When was that? November?
It was November, yeah. Yeah. We had it in the Saudi Airport exhibition. We had it on Women in Aviation.
Wow,
yeah.
time flies. Just feels like a few weeks ago, and it's been 3-4 months already.
That's the thing about events, one after the other.
So guys, let me introduce you to Yara. Yara is someone who is from the world of aviation. She's an MC, a fabulous one. She was the most entertaining MC, as I was telling a bunch of people today.
Yeah.
No, I actually mean it. When I saw you MCing, within the first few minutes, I knew that you were this bubbly, hyper, and happy-go-lucky type of a person, but you're an entertainer, so that's amazing. But other than that, when you're not MCing, what do you do? Please
well,
tell us.
I'm an aerospace engineer, and I've actually...
So beauty with brains, oh, mashallah.
Yeah. As for the emceeing, I do just MC either aviation or aerospace events. I see the added value there, right?
Sure,
so if you really get to know what you're speaking about, then everything else is just child's play. And I do as well pro bono in space, so I do...
What is that?
So pro bono, if you've heard of the first African Arab Egyptian woman that made it to Space Air Assembly, she has her own initiative. It's called Deep Space Initiative, and what we do is we provide research opportunities to everyone around the world, regardless of ethnicity, background, you name it. It's just, again, research opportunities in space are not as feasible. We know that it could be constricted to many people due to many reasons. So we do that. Even if you're not an aerospace engineer, you could be, let's say, a doctor, and then you could work in, again, like health performance of astronauts or transportation systems or space architecture. So
a lot of things definitely go right above my head. So
that's for space. That being said, by profession, I do enjoy aviation, and this is my bread and butter. At the end of the day, you need to make some money to live off. Yeah.
Sure,
and yeah, so aviation has been my go-to, and I've recently just got an FAA scholarship to do my PhDs in unmanned air systems. Thank you very much.
That's amazing. A scholarship to do your actual training?
Yeah, so apart from, it would be that. So there are many hats to it, and this is why I said yes. We would definitely be flying unmanned air systems, and I hopefully get my PPL. And this is why we're speaking to Rizwan right now. I mean, given your background in aviation.
Unmanned aircraft. You know, all of these things are just things I watch on YouTube.
We used to, it would be like in the movies, you know, you would watch The Matrix or you watch Transformers, something that would fly, and now we're hoping to have air taxis. And we actually did launch a few in last year in Hajj 2024. We had a few test beds, and we had air taxis that were tested, and hopefully come up with more in NEOM. So that project is ongoing, and we hopefully have 20 to 30 of them soon to be operating. Just air taxis, you and I could just, you know what, keep the car, we're having our ride in an air taxi to avoid the traffic. We all know how Riyadh traffic is like, yeah?
What would you like to tell a girl out there who's watching this, 15, 14-year-old, thinking of joining the world of aviation? What would you say?
I do believe in a saying by June Jordan that says we are the people who we're looking out to be. So for instance, when I grew up, I didn't really find as much women in the aviation and in the aerospace world. Until this day, the statistics unfortunately hasn't really risen. So I tell you out there, dream big. If not now, when, and if not you, who, right?
That's amazing.
That's Emma Watson.
Wow.
And this is how I've always been very ambitious. They call me crazy because I dream big, but
all the big visionaries were called
that's
crazy,
what you
right?
have to be. I mean,
people called me crazy when I thought I wanted to do my pilot training. So I think we've all been in that position.
Absolutely. And you set yourself as an example for the next generation.
But now that you've been in this industry for a few years, do you think it's actually a little bit more easier for women to now enter compared to when you tried to jump into the aerospace?
100%. Because, I mean, look at the industry. We're trying to find the 50-50 balance. And only this year in the Olympics, we managed to get the 50-50%. So it took us many, many years. So we know that women are underrepresented in two majors, it being aerospace and aviation and in sports. Because when women said we'll run a marathon, they were pulled back, right? And the same thing here when we said we're going to fly aircraft. So I still remember when they started flying the Concorde, and the British Airways were like, no, we won't have women fly at the Concorde because of safety reasons. And now
There's always been a stigma, obviously.
there we go. And it was a taboo, right? And people think as well in the Gulf region, because this is where I advocate the GCC, I've seen the numbers grow drastically and rapidly. And this is how we have educators. We've met many of them, and we have those assemblies like Women in Aviation where we give them the opportunity for free. Come join us and get to know more about the aviation world.
Let me be the devil's advocate here, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, what would you tell people who say, no, but women will never be the same as men. But a woman, she has to prioritize. She might have, a certain time of the month where she's hormonal and she's unable to make decisions. Maybe she's a mother. She needs to. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, what would you like to tell those people who say that women are not going to be able to do this because of all those hormonal and parents and all of that?
Yeah. At the end of the day, I think we all have those challenges. So regardless of your gender, regardless of the background, where you come from and the challenges you face, we all tackle things differently, right? You get to define these challenges for yourselves and put those limits. Perhaps this is how it started, that women are unable to do this because of these reasons. But I think quite the contrary, we're stronger during that time of the month. Personally, obviously, I feel like I could actually take down the world. So again, it is the challenges that we put and the limits we put to our minds. But at the end of the day, we all have those stumbling blocks. So you make it for themselves, and then at the end of the day, you're the one who limit it. So push it out there.
That is a very good perspective.
It is.
I had not thought about that, but now you know. One last quick message for all people watching you. What is that one little message you have for them?
If the path hasn't been set, you be the trailblazer. Put that path for yourself, keep following it, and make sure you have a mentor, not just in your career, but in life. Again, be in that circle that you want to become. So we all know you are the average of the 5 people you spend time with. So spend time with the right people, and definitely if you dream big, you will fulfill.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much. It was an amazing
Thank you so much, Rizwan, for your time.
And
appreciate it.
Looking forward to having a part 2 of this very soon.
Likewise.
Thank you so much.
Dream
Guys,
big
if you want to see more, if you have any questions you'd like to ask Yara, please comment below and we will be happy to come up with a part 2 of this. Stay tuned.